Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Lily. I am so happy that you are here with me today. I'm going to do things a little bit different today, and I am going to stand because I am going to show you what is right behind me. I am so excited. Like, you have no idea how excited I am. I think thus far, this is my most favorite, I mean, absolutely favorite project that I have made using my signature Little House envelope pockets. And I can't wait to show you how to make it. I can't wait to show you what I have done. So I'm giving you a sneak peek right now, okay? So I will move out of the way because I also want you to see what we are going to be making today, what the final project is. You are going to love it. You're going to have so much fun. Okay, let me move out of the way. So here is my advent calendar using my Little House envelope pockets. I am so excited. And so there are 25 super cute Little House envelope pocket. You know, inside you can add a treat, whatever you want. I've not filled them yet because I need to go and find all of the great little things that I want to put in there. I'm going to grab one and bring it up close so that you could see what it looks like. Okay, so here is one of them. Oh my gosh, it is so stinking cute. Like it's so stinking cute. I just can't get over it, you guys. I love these so much, and I sure hope you do as well. So as you know, I have been making these for a long time. I like to call them my signature Little House envelope pockets. I have made so many different ones, and I will have a playlist linked up above and also in the description area below so that you can see all the different ones that I have made throughout the years. But these here, they open up, and then there is a pocket so that you can put anything you want: gift cards, money, candy, little toys, stickers, sentiments, whatever you want. Use your imagination. And these are made from envelopes, and I'm going to go over all of those details in just a moment, the type of envelope that I used, and also all of the little embellishments. I used whatever I had in my stash, just whatever I had. And I have a lot of little Christmas things, and like these right here are over 10 years old. I know. So I went through everything to try and create these. So stinking cute. All right, are you guys ready to get started? It's going to be so much fun. I'm going to walk you through the process. If you have any questions at all, please make sure you leave it in the comment section below and I will reply to you as soon as possible. Let's get started, you guys. I'm going to begin by showing you all of the things that I gathered and that I will be using to decorate these envelope pockets. I went through my entire Christmas stash and I came across these stickers, and I'm not going to use the sticky back on them, and you'll see up ahead how I take the sticky back off because I'm only going to glue on part of that sticker. And then I also have this scrapbooking paper. It is a cut apart sheet, so I will cut all of those numbers individually. I happen to have this pack of envelopes. There are 25 envelopes. They cost me $1 at a thrift store. I've had these for a couple years. So how lucky that I had these decorative Christmas envelopes. Please note that you don't have to have these envelopes. You can use junk mail envelopes, any envelope you have. I also created a mask. I took some tracing paper and then traced over the garland on the envelope and then cut it out. And you'll see why in just a moment when I begin to stamp, why it was important for me to create that mask. And then I am going to use one of my favorite stamps. This is a stamp by Iron Orchid Designs, also known as IOD. I know, I love it. I love it because of the doors, the windows, and all of the other beautiful elements and designs that are included. This is a pretty large set. There are 2 sheets of Klingon stamps. It is called Portobello Road, and Iron Orchid Designs. I discovered them a couple years ago, and I just absolutely love them. And my
stash of IOD stamps is growing. They have become my favorite stamps. Okay, so I'm only going to use 2 from this set, and it is this door, which I absolutely love, and then also a lamp stamp. Now, here is a sneak peek of these other Little House Christmas pockets that I've already made, just to give you an idea of how I am going to be placing the stamps on the front of these little houses. I also used the topiary on that one. And I have a video coming up soon where I show you how I make those, and then also a separate video. I've been busy recording videos, and I'll tell you in just a moment why I've been away for a minute. But I'm back, and I'm back in full force. So here are the beautiful, beautiful envelopes, and how lucky that there happened to be 25 of these envelopes in this package. So step 1 is we are going to seal the envelopes, and we're basically going to turn them into a long pocket. So I'm grabbing my art glitter glue. Also, please note, use your supplies, use what you have. Like I mentioned earlier, you can use junk mail envelopes. And if you watch my playlist where I have so many, dozens and dozens of Little House envelope pocket videos, that'll give you an idea of what you can, how you can create these using so many different techniques, using collage, stamping, just paper piecing. Watch those videos. So I don't want you to feel that you have to have this stamp set and you have to have this type of envelope, because I have been creating these Little House envelope pockets for a long time using so many different supplies and materials. So if you want more ideas, please watch that playlist, just so that, and then, but I'm sure that once you watch this video, your imagination is just going to take off, and I'm sure you are going to have fantastic ideas. I'm grabbing the other Little House envelope pocket to use it as a guide. Sometimes I'll measure, I'll take, my ruler and I'll be really precise with the measurements, but I'm going to use this other Little House envelope pocket as a guide, so I know where to fold the top half of the envelope. And I'm keeping the smooth side on the front, which will be the facade, and then the flap that we glued will be on the back, on the reverse side. And I'm just folding it down. Now, I want to say it's only about 2 inches that I am folding, and because I want to make sure that that door fits nicely on the facade. So 2 to 3 inches folding over is a perfect size. And so I'm doing this to all 25. So I glued the flap on the 25 envelopes, and now I am going to fold the roof over on all 25 of these envelopes. So yeah, so I have been away from video making for a couple of months. I just taking care of some personal things. I was really involved with my real estate work. I was really busy with that. But then we also had some personal family matters that we needed to attend to, and that really took me away. And I just kind of had to reset. I really had to just kind of prioritize, or just change things around a little bit, focus on other things for a moment. I was creating off camera because, I've mentioned it before, it is my happy place. At the end of the day, it's where I like to de-stress by creating and making things. But I just didn't have the mental capacity to create videos, because they take a lot of time, creating the project and then editing the video and then voiceovering the video. So that can be, I love it, I enjoy it. And I don't want you to get me wrong, I enjoy what I do. But I had other things in my life these past couple of months that took priority. As much as I love this, and I don't want to say that this is any less important, but there were just some other things that needed more attention. I hope that makes sense. But anyway, I am back, and I have spent the last few days creating a lot of content, so I will be editing videos for the next few days. Okay, so what I did is I trimmed a snippet, and you saw that, off of the very top to create a long pocket. And now I am going to, well, you just saw what I did. I am cutting on the sides of the envelopes, and that's what's going to give me the flap and the pocket. I'll do it again so that you could see. I know I kind of skipped over it, but I have so many videos with the process where I go much slower, step by step, explaining every single little detail. I think, and I apologize, I've made these so much. I've made probably thousands of these by now. But see how I'm just cutting the sides, and you'll notice how I'm going about 1/2 inch past the fold line. The reason I do that is to create a little gap between the pocket and the roof flap, just to make it easier to insert things into the pocket. And once I fold it over and then press and seal it, then I cut the excess off. But I only cut it or trim it off right where that other fold line is. Does that make sense? I hope these visuals are serving. If not, serving you serving you well. If not, pause here, go back about 45 seconds and watch it over again. I am so sorry if I went over that too quickly. But basically creating a pocket and a flap. And now that little tab that was left over, I didn't cut it completely off because I need it there so it reinforces that top pocket. This envelope and most envelopes are pretty thin, and I leave this here to kind of strengthen that top pocket a little bit so it doesn't tear. So it doesn't tear too easily. And so I just added a little bit of glue and folded it down. And I'm also going to reinforce it even more with washi tape, and that'll be up ahead. And again, if I went too fast and I didn't explain things properly, please stop the video now, pause it, and just go back a couple of minutes and watch this over again. But please believe me, in all of my other videos, I do guide you step by step as to how to cut and fold these envelopes. Okay, so now I am going to stamp the door and the lamp on the facade of the envelope, and I'm taking my little mask and placing it right over the garland, and I'm going to grab a piece of Scotch tape and I'm going to tape it onto the platform. I'm going to use my Tim Holtz stamping platform for this. And that little mask, that tracing paper mask, will stay there, and that's why I taped it down. And now I'm going to position where I am going to place the door stamp and also this beautiful lantern, this beautiful lamp. And you're going to see once it's completely stamped, it is so pretty, so nice. And then you'll notice in just a moment that the door is upside down. I accidentally put it upside down, but I caught it before I stamped it onto the paper. And so I was able to flip it over before I created a mess. And let's see, what am I doing? I don't remember. I'm telling you, I have been like a little machine, creating content and just so many videos. I have so many videos coming up for you, and a lot of them are Christmas related. I'm ready for the Christmas season and all of the holiday making. I'm having so much fun. And this here, after I stamped it, I'm using Black Archival ink by Ranger. This is a great ink. Works really well with the Kling-On stamps. And this is where I noticed that the stamp was upside down. And so now I'm going to carefully position it with the ink over the envelope. And I do well, it doesn't smear. And then I'm going to close the top part and then stamp it. While I was working on these little house envelope pockets, my daughter, my oldest daughter, was in my craft area with me. And so she was watching what I was doing, and so I was talking to her while I was creating. And so you may see up ahead how I will flip things around because I'm showing her what they look like. And so I'll turn it upside down for her to see. And I may do that a couple of times, but it was nice that she was keeping me company while I was creating these. But look at how beautiful that looks with the door and the lamp, and how perfect it turned out by adding the mask. And so you see how the tracing paper mask, I'm leaving that in place, and it is just positioned just perfectly over the garland. And I will just keep adding the envelopes to the stamping platform over and over again, and I do this 25 times. This process will not take you very long to do. All you need to do is gather all of your supplies, gather your envelopes, gather your numbers, whether they are stickers or you have drawn your numbers or used die cuts, or maybe you have rubber stamps or cling stamps with the numbers. However it is you create your dates from the 1st through the 25th. So just gather all of your supplies and all of your little embellishments. Maybe, if you don't have wreath stickers, maybe you have die cuts. I also have die cuts where I could have die cut the wreaths and kind of paper piece them together. Just so many different ideas. But you decorate your little houses with the supplies and materials that you have. And once you have all of your supplies gathered, I don't think it'll take you, it may take you, maybe 2 to 3 hours to get everything done completely. It didn't take me very long. I spent an hour one night. It was late at night when I started this, when I thought of this idea. And I don't know what prompted the idea, but I needed to execute it immediately. And this was just a few days ago. It was late at night, and I started working on it immediately. I worked for about an hour and then stopped, went to bed, got up, and then continued to work. And I probably spent maybe another hour and a half on it. So if this is something you would like to do before December 1st, you still have time, okay? Because if I did this in just a couple of hours, you can do it too with junk mail envelopes, whatever it is that you have. You just have to make 25 of them, okay? And it's going to be so much fun. At the very end, I want you to stick around, because at the very end, I'm going to show you a better video of what they look like draped on the wall where I put them. And it's not really a wall. I actually don't have a lot of wall space. And so they're strung on closet doors here in my office where I'm sitting. But they look so beautiful. And I could have strung them so many different ways. I could have, strung them, with 5 strands of ribbon and done 5 days on each strand. But I decided to just split it in 2 and just drape it along the closet doors. These are really wide closet doors, and so it looks perfect there. I don't have, I don't think I have any other wall space. There's not a lot of wall space upstairs in the loft area. So I just thought I'd keep them here in the office with me. So I'm not going to show you all 25 envelopes that I stamp. I probably did 4 or 5 here. But I just love the way they turned out. And I even thought about just doing a window instead of a door, but I really do love this door stamp and love the way that these are all turning out. The next step, right after this, I will be adding all of the numbers, the dates to the rooftop. But before that, I'm also going to use some other decorative scrapbooking papers to decorate the rooftop of the little house. And that's just to give it another design element. You can decorate your little houses as little or as much as you want. I am a maximalist at heart. And so I love layering. I love adding all of the things. And sometimes I just have to stop myself because I just want to keep going. It's so much fun, especially when you're working, in miniatures with all of the cute little things. So much fun. Okay, so I'm inspecting right now, and this is when I decided that I wanted to add decorative paper to the rooftop of it, because up until that moment, I thought I would just place the dates directly onto the roof, but it needed a little bit more pizzazz. It needed more color. It needed, more holiday trimmings on it. And so I'm going through my 12 by 12 keeper. I have several of these where I keep all of my Christmas paper. Not all of it, but most of it. And I have others where I keep all of my Christmas embellishments. And so I'm just going to choose a pretty scrapbooking paper. And I end up deciding on one that is red because it reads Happy Holidays and Merry Christmas. And it's a beautiful paper, and I think it will look really nice as part of the roof. And so these are paper pads that I have collected over the years. Some of them are very old and some of them are newer. I shop for Christmas all year long. I kid you not. It's just so much fun, especially at the thrift stores. And so I'm always shopping Christmas at the thrift stores. And then, of course, I shop Christmas after Christmas because that's when you get the really good sales, especially like at the craft stores, like the big box stores like Hobby Lobby, Michael's, and Joann's. Tons of great sales after Christmas. And so now I am going to cut the scrapbooking paper, the width and the length of only the rooftop. And it turns out to be approximately 4 by 2. And so the roof is about 4 inches wide and about 2 inches long. So it's not a very, very big roof. And so I'm just going to cut 25 little pieces of the rooftop, and then I'm going to glue them on down. I'm going to go off topic here for a second. I was in California last month. I had to take an urgent trip back to California. Remember, I was there in August to celebrate my 55th birthday. And then I had to go back for a family emergency or urgency in October. And I was out there for 1 week. It was a bittersweet trip. Okay, I don't want to get too much into it right now, but while I was there, I went to my very first NFL football game. I know. That week that I was there, it was a somber week, okay? And so going to that game, it changed the mood, it was so nice, it was so unexpected, and I had such a great time. I went to the football game. We went to go see the Rams play the Vikings. Now, I've never been to a live football game. It has been something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, for years and years and years. I've been wanting to go to to a professional football game. I'm not a big sports fan, okay? But I will go to a live sporting event anytime. And I've been to, I've seen the Utah Jazz play. I've seen the LA Lakers, both in California and here in Utah. I've been to baseball games. I've seen, I've watched the Dodgers and the Anaheim Angels, but I'd never been to a football game. So anyway, long story short, we went to the football game. We went to go see the Rams play, and the Rams won that day. And I went with Eddie, the father of my children, and oh my gosh, we got seats right up, like right there where the players come out. Like we were the first level, they're like on risers, but we were so close. I felt like I was coaching, like I was part of the coaching team. That's how close we were to the field. And oh my gosh, it was so much fun. And of course, I needed to go get some gear. I wasn't going to show up without Rams gear. And Eddie is a huge, huge Rams fan. It's like his favorite team. And so we went to the sporting goods store, and I got myself a Rams baseball cap and a Rams jersey. And I had so much fun that day. And it really, really lightened the mood, just because of everything else that was going on. And so that was so nice. And I can't wait to go to another game. Like, I am looking forward to another game. I like it so much that I would probably buy season tickets. I love it that much. Like, if I was in LA, I would be a season ticket holder. That's how much fun I had. And now, I'm following football a little bit more. I just wanted to talk about that for a second. Okay, so now that I've cut all of the paper, I am going to begin to glue them down, and they're all 2x4. And you'll see in the other videos from my playlist that I do things different each time. And because the more, as with anything, the more you work on something, the more ideas start to grow, and your style also evolves, and you figure out ways of doing things just a little bit different. And that's fun. It's fun to be able to try new things and experiment and play around with your designs. And so when I've cut these papers for the roof in the past, sometimes I leave them a little bit longer and they overlap onto the back. And so you'll notice, I just want to let you know that when you watch my playlist videos, the base, the envelope base, all starts off the same, but the design elements, those are all different. And so I sure hope you go over and watch all of those videos, because I think that they will be helpful, and they are step-by-step instructions. And I think they'll inspire you. And so I hope that when you do go over there, that you do find them helpful. I thought I would use the glue stick, but it was actually easier to just use my little art glitter glue. And I'm almost out of the art glitter glue, so I may have to get some. The reason why I like this glue so much is because it has a very thin nozzle, and so you use very little amounts of adhesive, and it dries really fast, and it dries clear. And so I recommend the art glitter glue. I've been using that one for a few years. Different glues for different things. And because these papers are so lightweight, you want to use a lightweight glue. If you are working with heavier papers, then use a glue that has a thicker or heavier consistency. For example, this one for light papers. And I also like the Ultimate Glue, which is great for heavier cardstock papers and also heavy embellishments. And now I've noticed that as I was opening the flaps, that I decided I was going to also decorate the inside pocket. And I've done this before. I didn't think I would do it to these because of the cream color of the envelope, and I really liked the way that looked. But the inside was a little bit lighter, and it needed more color. And so I'm going back to my box of scrapbooking papers, and I'm going to grab coordinating paper. I'm going to use this plaid, and I'm going to line the inside of the envelope. I'm not going to line it all the way through. I'm actually going to cut it down, and it's going to be about a 4x4 square piece of paper. And you'll see how I only line the inside, the top part, the inside top part of the envelope, and only about 2 inches deep into the pocket. There's no need to line it all the way down because there's no need for that. It would just be a waste of paper. So I'm going to take this beautiful plaid paper, and I'm going to cut several, well, 25, 4x4 pieces. And now the envelope is 4 inches wide. So I need to trim the width of these papers just under 4 inches, like a 1/16 of an inch smaller, so that it fits perfectly into the pocket. And so I keep going back and forth measuring to make sure that my paper is going to fit inside the pocket. And I use the envelope as a guide, so I know exactly where to cut my paper. So it's 4 inches wide, and so I'm just cutting just shy of that 4 inches. Just to make sure that it fits neatly in there. And so I'm telling you, once you have all of your supplies ready to go, this will go by really fast. And you're only seeing the 2 that I'm demonstrating, but I did work in like assembly line, like production line. I did everything at the same time. I added the Merry Christmas rooftop papers to all 25. I added all of the plaid papers at the same time. You know, I did everything in assembly line. But for the video, or else we would be here 3 hours for the video, I am just demonstrating on the 2. I didn't realize how many times I was pausing as I was working. I don't know why I didn't edit those sections out. But remember, I was in my craft area, and my daughter and I were talking as I was working. So that's why you'll see me kind of pause. So I should have edited that out, but oh, that's too late now. It's okay. So now that I have all of my little pieces of paper all cut up, I am going to slide them in, and only about a couple inches into the pocket. And then I'm going to line it up to the very top, and then just add a little bit of glue to the inside flap. And then I'm going to press it down and glue it. And it will stay in place. And I'll show you what that looks like in just a moment. I'm going to take my little spatula here and then crease the edges. And then you'll see what that looks. It looks so much better with that decorative paper on the inside. So much. I'm glad that I decided to do that. And I've done it with most of the others that I've made. I thought I would skip that step with these, but I realized that it needed the decorative paper. I'm now using some washi tape, and this is the part where I'm also reinforcing the top pocket area. And I'm going to wrap it all the way around. And that will reinforce the edges as well. It adds a decorative element to the front of the pocket, but also reinforces the sides. Again, because the envelope is so thin and because I did cut down on the sides, I want to make certain that when I place little treasures into the pocket, that they're not going to tear on the edges. I hope that makes sense. And it looks really cute to have that washi tape there. And so this is where I remembered that I was going to take the sticky back off. And I'm only going to glue the bottom half of the number to the rooftop, because it's going to kind of protrude at the very top. It's almost creating the look of a chimney, in quotation marks. And it gives it a nice, like, dimensional look as well. And I've had these cute little gem wreath stickers for a few years. I think I've used them every year on different projects. But this size is so perfect for these stamped doors. And then I have these envelope seals. They're old, they don't have sticky anymore, and so I'm just going to add one of these to the roof. It reads Merry Christmas. I don't do it to all of them. In fact, I only do it to these two that I'm working on, and then I decided not to add it to all the others. Also taking some beautiful trim and cutting it the length of the roof. And just to add another decorative element right there to the edge. This is the very first time I use art glitter glue on trim. And I wasn't sure it was going to stick, but it sat overnight, and I was pleasantly surprised at how well the art glitter glue adhered to that ribbon. Like, this is the very first time I've ever used it on any type of fabric or trim. Usually I've only used it on paper, so that was a nice surprise. When I show you all of the other little houses, the 25 that I made, I used different trims. I went through all the trims that I have and used different trims to add, so that they don't all look exactly the same, just to add a little bit of variety and give them each like their own personality. And they turned out so, so cute. Because I also want them to look cohesive and kind of uniform, but also have like their own little design elements. And here are the 25. I went through all of them and added different decorative elements. And I'm going to show you all of them really quick. So this is December 25th, and this is from the cut apart. I had some beautiful gold star stickers and then added those to the date. Different trims. This one is like a beige crochet trim. And then the back, you could see the washi tape that I used. And then I love that these envelopes do have that garland design on the front and on the back. And then you'll see the plaid on the inside, and see how it only goes down about 2 inches. No need to line the entire length of that envelope. So stinking cute. You have no idea how much I love the way this turned out. These were created on a whim. I had the idea of it just kind of popped into my head. And I'm so glad that I stopped what I was doing and I started working on these, and they turned out exactly how I had envisioned them. And so you'll see I used different trims. This one's really pretty because it almost looks like snowflakes. And this little wreath on the door, I have had those, I want to say, 10 years, maybe a little bit more. They were from Close to My Heart, and I'm so sad that Close to My Heart closed. But yeah, these were from Close to My Heart like 10 years ago, and I've used them a lot. I had so many of them, and I think that they turned out so pretty, and I love the dimension that they add to the door to give it the look of a wreath. And it's like this layered, it's almost like a little velvety poinsettia. It is so, so pretty. But I added it to the door so it looks like a wreath. And then again, different types of trims. The pom-pom trim looks so cute. And then the rickrack with that gold threading, also super, super cute. So you'll notice the design is pretty simple. Pretty simple. When you break it all down, there aren't too many components in this. But the items that I did use are so stinking cute. And this one's beautiful. This trim is a velvet with like a glitter shimmer thread in there. So, so pretty. I really liked using these dates. It was dates 1 through 12. And they're on like a chipboard, so they're nice and sturdy. And I loved how they were all designed differently. There were baubles and Christmas trees and tags and circles and just different designs. The stars, the snowflakes, so, so pretty. I even had some rosettes, and those actually look really pretty to use as a wreath on the door. So this is the fun part where you go through all of your embellishments and you use things different. You know, like the poinsettia is a wreath, the rosette is a wreath. So it doesn't have to be a wreath to be a wreath. Does that make sense? And it doesn't have to be a chimney to be a chimney. Like we're using dates and numbers here to give it the look of chimney. I just love how they turned out, and I sure hope that you are also happy about this project because I love it. I think it's my favorite. Like, I can't even tell you how excited I am about this, and I'm going to show you in just a moment how beautiful it looks on the closet doors. And I just hope you love it. I'm just so excited to share this with you. I know I get just so excited, so ahead of myself. But I appreciate you being here. I have missed you. Thank you for being here with me, and thank you for reaching out to me. You guys are awesome. But these are the closet doors that they are on. Oh my gosh, doesn't it look amazing? Like, I want to go find another spot in the house where I can display this because I just can't keep it up here in my office. I may even make another one. I love these so much with, you know, junk mail envelopes, whatever other envelopes that I have. Look at how beautiful. You guys, I'm so excited. I am so excited with the advent calendar. It is the very first time I create an advent calendar, and I am so glad that I was able to use my little house envelope pockets. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're here for the first time, I would love for you to subscribe so that you can continue to see content like this. You guys are awesome. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And then subscribe too, because I'm going to have more videos coming up in the next few days. You guys are awesome. I'll see you later. Bye.